everyone, welcome back to the Netrock server. How are we all? I hope everyone is doing absolutely fine today, as per usual. First of all, let me apologise for my voice sounding raspier than usual. I have spent the past week feeling very ill and have just come out at the end of it, so I'm still kind of clearing up a little bit. My voice still hasn't fully recovered, so if it sounds a bit raspier or a bit deeper, or I need to clear my throat a bit more often than usual, then I do apologise. It's not my fault, I just got very ill. But never mind, enough of that. Welcome back to the Netrock server. Like I say, I hope everyone's doing very well. We've got several things to go over today. Let me prepare my notes, and then we will be right back. Okay, so, first of all, deaths. As I think you're aware, in the previous episode I had 2 deaths. I believe it was 2 deaths. I would now like to draw your attention to that number. 13. It's been a very long time, admittedly, since I've recorded, but 13 deaths is pretty terrible. Allow me to give you the list of my deaths so far. Okay, here we go. So, I've been keeping a note of the date on which it's happened as well, so that I can, when I get around to installing a new graveyard like we had on the previous world, I can fill everything out as per usual. So, on the 11th of September 2014, I was slain by a zombie. I was then killed by a skeleton on the 9th of October. And then a zombie pigman killed me on the 28th of October. I fell to my death twice on the 30th of October. Killed by a pigman twice on the 30th of October. I burnt to death on the 31st of October. I also fell off a ladder on the 31st of October. And I also fell to my death on the 31st of October. On the 4th of November, I burned to death whilst fighting a skeleton. And on the 5th of November, I fell. That's a lot of deaths. I didn't even realise that skeletons were allowed flame bows. I thought that was something that wasn't supposed to happen, but apparently it is. The more you know. So I'm quite cut up about that. I'll be honest. I was doing alright on the server. I was one of the better people for having small amounts of death on this server. And now all of a sudden I've just racked all the way up to 13, which I think is the most out of everyone. So that's quite embarrassing. But never mind. Never mind. It's all about the fun, and I'm still having fun, which is the important thing. We're now down in the strip mine because I do have things to show you, of course. I have been busy in the strip mine. As you can see, we have ourselves plenty of materials here. Let's move the entire lot back up to the top. You also notice I have some slime balls as well. Sometimes some slimes spawn down here in the strip mine, but we're not too fussed about that. Yeah, I've been trying to keep an eye out for slimes to get slime balls because, as you will have just heard, I succumbed to falling quite a lot. So if I can get some slime blocks to bounce me back up, that would be very useful indeed. But I'm currently not doing too well on that front. So that is everything I've gotten from the strip mine. I have also been gathering resources whilst I've been mining. You can see those in this chest here. So let's get all of those out. I've got lots of sand. I went to find a desert. I needed to get some sand, so that's all in there. And as you can see, I have Miner's Strike 2 now, Efficiency 4 and Breaking 3. The Money Grabber 2, Unbreaking 3, Fortune 3. Need to put some efficiency on that. Featherfingers 2, we know about, of course. The Diamond Spade, I haven't renamed yet, but that's Efficiency 4 and Breaking 3. Chippo, of course, Unbreaking 3, Efficiency 4. Webweaver 2, I misnamed, could rename that now actually. Mr. Bojangles, still needs a bit of improving, need to get some more punch and flame on that bow, and some feather falling boots, plus those 4 slime blocks there. So, all in all, doing a good job on the resource front. As you can see, I've got myself an anvil now as well, the ender chest right there. I thought I'd go ahead and make, since I can pick them up. Nothing in the furnaces, but that's okay. Let's go down into the main sanctum of my base. Not a lot changing in here. I'm bringing the floor down a little bit, slowly and surely working on hollowing out the floor and moving that down. We're getting there. Like I say, slowly and surely. It's a very long process, but we are gradually working our way through it. Oh, we have a ton of resources here as well. That's interesting. Okay, so let's get those out. I think you may be able to guess what we're going to be doing, at least for the initial part of this episode. I'm going to move all of this stuff into here. All of that can, of course, be smelted and is of little consequence to us. I'm going to put one of those in there. And I'm going to put one of those in there. Good. So, if you haven't been able to guess by now, excuse me, apologies, we are, of course, going to be fortuning all of these resources. So, we'll get onto that in a moment. First of all, I've got some more stuff that I want to show you. The fishing farm here has been working overtime. Of course, with all the deaths that I've been procuring on the server and all of the enchanting I want to do, I need a good way to make XP. The AFK fishing farm here is more than ideal. Not a lot going on in this chest at the moment. You know, we've got our Power 4 Flame 1 bow there and another Punch 1 right there. That's pretty good, and that's the fishing rod I'm currently using. But that's not what we're interested in. What we're interested in here is the fish chest with all of these goodies in here. There's a lot of stuff. And then we have this one here, which has got a load of books. So let's just run through those. Look at these. There's some really good ones there. We got quite a lot of stuff actually that I could put onto a sword and a bow and just make everything, you know, really top notch. We got a lot of good ones here. And who knows, I might even be able to coerce some of the other Netrockers into purchasing some of those off of me. Then we got some of these ones here. And as you can see, tons of saddles and a load more bows as well. All of these ones are pretty good as well. It's quite amazing what you can hook up just by fishing. I would thoroughly recommend fishing. That's a good one. Oh, I like that. That's quite close to Mr. Bojangles. But yeah, you can fish up a lot of good stuff. And I would recommend it to everyone. It's a good way to, you know, make a ton of resources. So, oh, no, it's still not done. Look, I've done a bit of work down here. As you can see, and from what I've said, I've been bringing the floor down slowly and surely. Over here, I have begun working on another part of our base. Not sure what we should name it yet. But this is what I've kind of gone with. I wanted to break up the walls a little bit, because as you can see, the walls will have just been flat. So I recessed them a little way in so that we have these log supports sticking out. And I thought I may as well just put these wheat patches in as well, just to kind of, you know, put a bit more colour in here. It's not too much of a deviation from the colour scheme we have at the moment, but it just gives it a slightly different colour and also gives it, you know, a bit of depth, because there's nothing more boring or annoying than just sheer flat walls, right? So there we go, we've got a little bit of definition in there. Same here. I just thought, well, it's going to look boring if it's just a plain flat wall. So I put these stairs in here and then just recessed some more planks right there, just so it looks a little bit more different. It's got a little bit more shape to it and everything looks pretty good. Further down here, we have the grass floor. I may substitute this actually. I've put it in and looking at it, I'm trying to go, what's missing? I knew it didn't look right, and it's because it hasn't got a border or anything around the outside, I reckon. So I may get rid of the grass completely and substitute it for something else, or just put a border around here. I haven't quite decided yet. Down here is eventually going to be a slime farm. As you can see, I've begun work on it right now. This is indeed a slime spawning chunk from this corner right here, 144 by 368, over to this corner is my slime spawning chunk right near my house. I used a online slime chunk locator thingamabob, and it can be easily reached just by googling slime chunk finder. I think it even comes up on Google autocomplete. You know, you can't get much easier. And I'll try to remember to include a link in the description to it as well, because it is very useful. And the website as well has got a ton of other interesting mods on there as well. One of the ones I was looking at that was really cool was you can download a mod that will give you some information about a village if you're stood in one. It will tell you things like what the population thinks about you, and like whether they're breeding at the moment and things like that. It's really cool, and if and when I get around to building an iron farm on this server, I may quickly download that mod just to see, you know, how things are going. It seemed really useful. Although having said that, I don't think it actually worked on multiplayer, which is a slight issue. But hey, never mind. We're not here to discuss that. That brings us nicely onto these resources. Now, Money Grabber 2 is going to come into its own here. This is the best pick we have for the job. Hearing that zombie, before we get onto that, I've just heard a zombie, that's reminded me. I logged in again the other day to find that this door had gone missing, and one of these ones had gone missing as well. I can only assume it's because zombies are coming over to my house and knocking the doors down. I can only assume that that is the cause. I can't think what else it would be. So we're just going to have to keep an eye on that until I get some better doors in, basically. That's where we're at. Never mind. Right, now we're going to move on to fortuning some resources, because I don't know about you, but I always get quite excited when it comes round to fortuning stuff. So, this is what we're going to do. We did it a few times on previous worlds. I'm going to just put all of these down, and then we're going to see how much we should get. If we was just to use a regular pickaxe, then we're going to take them all out with our money grabber 2, and we're going to see how many we actually get. And hopefully, fingers crossed, it will be a number exponentially bigger than what we started with. So, we're going to be putting down, that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stacks plus 43 coal. Okay, if I bring up my calculator, so 5 times 64, I can't do maths, 5, how do I, oh, this is rubbish. I've completely messed this up. Clear all, right, 5 times 64 plus, what did I say, 43. 5 times 64 plus 43 gives us a potential of 363 coal raw. Okay, that's how many of these coal blocks I'm going to be putting down. We will see when I get back how much coal we get by using Fortune 3. Okay, I'm going to build this up, and then I will see you when we have a pile big enough to fortune. See you in a moment. Hey, I can see my house from here. Oh man, we got ourselves a hell of a lot of coal right here. And bear in mind, this is solid all the way through. Solid coal, right? That's quite a lot of coal. Okay, so I have no lumps of coal in my inventory. So bear in mind, there's 363 blocks there. Let's see how many lumps of coal we end up with once I fortune this. And then we'll try and work out an average as well, maybe. And see if we can see just how good a conversion rate we got. Right, let's do this. Okay, so we are approaching the final few blocks now. We're just taking out this last cube of coal blocks. Now, I haven't looked at my inventory this entire time, so I have no idea how well we've done. I will be very intrigued to see how much of our pockets are filled with lumps of coal. I'll also be quite intrigued to see as well, actually, how much durability damage this pickaxe has taken through mining out 363 blocks of coal. So let's just let's have a look, shall we? So bear in mind, we put down, oh I forget signs do that. Okay, let's get them all nice and straight. Come now. So we have 363 raw, that's the wrong number. 363 raw coal, which was 5 stacks plus 43. Okay, what we now have is, good God, okay, so that's 9, 10, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 plus 2. Okay, so if I just bring my calculator out again, 13 times 64 plus 2 equals, equals 834 lumps of coal. which is, what did I say it was? 13 stacks plus 2, did I? I cannot remember. I think it was. Or it might have been 12. I just closed the calculator by accident. How bad am I at this? Was it 12 times 64? Nope, it looks like it was 13. Yes, 13. So 13 stacks plus 2 is what we were resulting in from 363 raw 5 stacks plus 43. That makes sense to me. So 834 lumps of coal, or 13 stacks plus 2, from 363 raw coal blocks, which is 5 stacks plus 43, which, for my money, is a pretty good conversion. Let's check actually. So what would the average be? Let's try and work that out. So I'm imagining it would be something along the lines of, if we did 834 divided by 363 might give us the average. An average of 2.3 lumps of coal per block. I don't know why I typed ew there, but that's pretty damn good. That's pretty good for my money, I reckon. So I'm going to head upstairs, convert all of those into coal blocks, and then we're going to move on to the next. Oh, how much did we take there? So that's also, you know, a pretty good, having mined out just over 300 blocks and to take less than 100 durability damage. That's a pretty good conversion as well on pickaxe durability. So all in all, very happy indeed. Okay, next we are moving on to lapis. So we have 14 blocks of lapis. Now this one's going to be a little bit harder to calculate because obviously you get several lumps of lapis from each block you mine. So I think the minimum drop is about 5, isn't it? So 5 times 14 is 70. So let's just say if we get over 80 lumps of lapis, then we'll be good. So let's do this. We'll do this one on camera. This one won't take too long at all. Looks like we're gonna smash it. Look at this. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Now lapis is good. Lapis has got a use these days. Look at that. That's a lot of lapis. That's good. I'm happy about that. So I'm not sure I'll bother with lapis and redstone because it's so tricky to work out because of how variable it can be. So we won't worry too much about that. Now it's time for the redstone, and I have been looking forward to this one. So we have 2 stacks plus 18, which is 2 times 64 plus 18 gives us 146. So we're going to have 146 redstone blocks. Let's get that down. Redstone. Oh, we should just call it ore, shouldn't we, really? There we go. Right, I'm going to get all of this put down, and I will, again, see you when we get back, and we'll go for a mass fortuning spree of all this red stuff. Oh, I'm looking forward to this. I'm going to be swimming in this stuff. I don't think I've even got enough room to put it all. Oh, this is going to be good fun. I can tell I'm going to love it. Okay, there we are. A nice simmering slab of 146 pieces of redstone ore. Let's see how well we do. I mean, again, this one's going to be hard to work out. The same with lapis because you get a fair amount of dust from each block you break. But, you know, again, I think we had 2 stacks of redstone. So if we get over 3 stacks of dust, which it looks like we're going to do no trouble, then I'll be happy. Maybe even 5. Can we make 5? I think we're going to make 5, no trouble. Right, I'm going to do the same sort of thing that I did for coal. I'll see you when we get back, and we'll have a look at how well we did. Nice. So we've hit level 30 as well out of all of this, which is just one more bonus. So let's see how well we did then. Oh, that's a nice amount of redstone. Did you see all of that? That's insane. Look at that. We got 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 plus 45. That's a good amount of redstone dust to have. Oh, can't wait to use that. But now it's the moment we've all been waiting for, the diamonds. So I have 6 blocks of diamond here, which means we should be having 6 diamonds. But will we? I don't think we will. Let's see how well we do. How many are we going to get out of the first one? 2. 1. There's another 2. There's another 1. Is that 6, 7, 8? Hey, achievement, but 8? That's disgraceful. Oh, I don't even want to write the statistic down. Oh, that was shocking. I thought we'd do better than that. Still, 8 diamonds. Not to be sniffed at, you know. Diamonds are good to have in any number. But I was just expecting some more. Have we got any slimes? Come on, make my day. Hey! Some good news! This thing doesn't work properly yet. There's still a lot of caves that need filling in and stuff. And obviously this slime farm is going to extend far further down than just these 2 platforms. So we're going to get a lot more spawning spaces for these guys. But it's not been very good at the moment. But we're getting there slowly and surely. At least it's working, that's good. Because I spent ages after I'd built this, like, waiting around my base and doing stuff, and none was spawning. And I thought, oh, is the app wrong? Is it not ready for 1.8? Have I been given the wrong chunk? And I was getting really paranoid, but fortunately it seems like it's done a good one, which is fine by me. So we're almost ready to wrap up this episode. Actually, we've done. Well, we haven't really done a whole lot. We've done a lot, but not a lot of variation. But there are some things that I do want to show you. So we will move on to all of that. Just let me crunch these resources down. Then I'll be back with you and we'll carry on a little bit longer with what we're going to be doing. Just before we go, I thought you guys should bear witness to this. Here we go. The first one to the server, for us at least. Boom! Da 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 da. Sweet ass. Okay, right. Now I'll be back in a moment. So, first things first, this sheep has been an absolute nightmare. He kept breaking out of the paddock that I built for him there. His friend has already escaped. He's the only one left. And he just kept breaking out of these fences. And, you know, you're not supposed to be able to jump over fences, and that's the only way he could have done it. But you've been good for a while, haven't you? So you just stay there. So that's the first new thing. Onwards and forwards to the next new thing. Go! 4 new things in one. First of all, the portals have a nice new building. Second of all, the pumpkin and melon tower has grown. Thirdly, more work has been done on the cathedral. Lastly, this weird temple thing has appeared. Oh, hi Pigman. How you doing? Hope everything's alright. I ain't gonna touch you considering my bad luck. So yes, the cathedral is beginning to grow a little bit. Josh has been on the server doing a little bit of work and making everything look beautiful as per usual. Look at this. Oh, I haven't been inside yet, but now that I have, looking good. Looking good. Oh, the strip mine down there. Forgot we had one of them. So that's that. And obviously, like I said, the melon and pumpkin towers have grown exponentially. Should we fire it off? Shall we? Let's have a look. Let's do this, right? So there's a whole heap of stuff in there. Right, let's do this. Look at all that stuff come raining down. Oh man, that's a lot of stuff. Lovely. So we'll let that carry on with itself for now. The temple here, the temple of the cactus, or whatever it's called, the cactus keepers of the cactus. Something or other like that. Essentially, I drew attention to it in a couple of episodes. We had a holy cactus. Well, now someone's built a shrine to it. The keeper of the cactus. Wish to view our beloved sacred cactus gifted to us by the cactus gods? Pop yourself over to the temple found beyond the mob tree. May the cactus be kind. And then we have a list of members over here. Members of the keep. Nomsky. Aww. So we now have a cactus cult, it would seem, which is, believe it or not the weirdest thing that's going on this server these days. Unbelievable. If you're going to form a cactus, if you're going to form a cult, why make it for a cactus, honestly? No post, that's a shame, but never mind. I wasn't really expecting to have any. Anyway, I think the server's been a bit lonely recently. People are going back to college and starting work and stuff. Quite a lot of people are actually teachers and things like that, you know. A lot of people are busy during school term times and things like that, so whereas there's me who, you know, doesn't have a whole lot to do during the week, I can spend time on here and no one else can. It's a little bit of a shame. But never mind. So we have these two buildings over here as well. Obviously you can see in the back here, assumedly this is the keeper of the cactus temple that the cactus temple back in Spawn was talking about. Oh, look at this, man. Look, we've even got pews. Kneel and give thanks for the bountiful cactus. Behold the sacred first cactus. Oh, I'd never noticed that. If you get rid of your heads up display, it goes brighter around the edges. Oh, take that out of your hand, show some respect. Take your hat off as well, damn it. Oh, but that's enough prayer. So that's the first cactus, and I love the banners as well. My God, can you think of anything more perfect? These banners are fantastic. They look like cacti. That's it. They look so much like cacti. It's amazing. They're fantastic. And that brings us onto this temple right here. Again with the banners. Look at this. You know, it's amazing. And what have we got here? There's no signs anywhere. Was there one on the front that I missed? No. Oh, right. Some here. Here we go. Members of the Alliance. Ah, the Allium Alliance. Yes. And I was going to pledge my allegiance to the Alliance of the Allium. So, how do I artistically do this? Was it all of these? Oh, look at that. That fit, like, perfectly. That's unreal. And it also looks like a really fat, unamused face. Oh, that's great. And let's just fill in all that decoration again. There we go. I wish to be part of the Alliance of the Allium in honor of the almighty Allium over in the distance over there somewhere that we've gone and had a look at a couple of times. But it's very far away, so I won't go and have a look at now. The cow breeder! We've got the cow breeder here now. And this was put here by Mr. Morgan. So thank you very much, Mr. Morgan. There's a wheat farm right behind it as well. Look at that. I'll do everyone a favour here and harvest this for that cow breeder right there. So yes, Mr. Morgan put in the wheat farm and indeed the cow breeder, right? I think he did the wheat farm anyway. He certainly installed that cow breeder there, which was very good of him. And he asked me to come along and just quickly tinker with the redstone and stuff, which I was of course more than happy to go and do. And oh, I need to put my hat back on. I'm not in the temples anymore. So yes, I was more than happy to go and have a look at the redstone and just tinker around with it. It uses the same sort of mechanics as the chicken farm does in my base. We'll go and have a quick look at it in a moment. I just want to quickly get all of this done and replanted and everything like that. Plus I also need some seeds. I haven't got a wheat farm at my house. And also I quite like the idea of using wheat as decoration. Like you saw in the corridor down to my slime farm, I'd quite like to carry on with that. And it was a style that I experimented with a very long time ago, actually. On the first Netrock world, I used it in corridors and stuff like that. And it's something I think I would like to bring back. So I'm going to need to grow up some wheat so that I can have some seeds and things like that. We'll need to work on that at some point. But that's not for today to worry about. We'll deal with that at a further point in time. Ah, talk of the devil, and he shall appear. Guten Abend, I think is the German, isn't it, for good evening? Guten Abend? Something like that, isn't it? I'm not going to write it. I don't know how to spell Abend. I think it's A-H-B-E-N, isn't it? Something like that. So let's put these in here. What you do is we have the button up the top which turns the water on so that you can breed a bunch of cows, and then the killing mechanism here. You push the button, repeater sends current into the sand block which powers the piston underneath. This is a pulse limiter, and this is what we have in the chicken farm. So it sends the pulse through to the lava bucket here, spitting it out, and then this second line with the repeater activates it again and sucks the lava back in. Super simple, really awesome. Let's move on to what I was actually going to show you before I forgot about the cow farm. Well, how about that? Slowly and surely progressing through the achievements tree. You've joined me here in the Nether. Now, this is somewhere that we haven't actually been to a whole lot. I don't think we've actually been in here on camera. And that reminds me, I'd have some more stuff to show you at home that I might need to touch upon very quickly. So welcome to our Nether. Our portal spawned right on a fortress, which is, you know, fantastic to say the least. And I need to find this ladder. There we go. Oh yeah, Morgan got lost and we had to help him get back. So welcome home. But yes, the Nether. This is where we've been pretty busy. I certainly have been pretty busy. And all of a sudden, things will begin to make sense. All of a sudden, you will begin to understand why I have so much sand. And you will also begin to understand why I have died from burning, falling, pigmen, etc. What? Why would you need to go that far? Let's find out. What didn't he have that was 14,000 blocks out? Oh, dearie me. Anyways, yes, in the Nether we have some stuff to do. I need some Nether things, to be honest. I need glowstone and I need quartz and all that sort of gubbins, but that's not what we're here to do. I'm just going to do a quick look around here, quick scout. Anything going on? Oh, I see ya. Okay, we'll just get out of here. We need to head up this ways. And I will show... I'm going to move those lava buckets off my hotbar as well. Oh, whoa, easy, sunshine. Yes, they're very elusive. So, what are we here in the Nether for? Well, me and Morgan, we went on an adventure. And this adventure was pretty... I think I put those back wrong. I'll try and put them back in a way so as to disguise the entrance, but not that it matters so much anyway, because you guys have now all seen where it is, fellow Netrockers. Up here, me and Morgan, we went on a quest. We broke through the bedrock ceiling. I will try to remember to leave a link to the video in which we did it in the description. I didn't record it, but Morgan did, so go and check it out and see how we did it. But here we are, and I've got a little base set up here. We got a nice little tree farm going for some wood. I set up this very basic mushroom farm because really the Nether is the best place to grow mushrooms. It's fantastic place. And I've got myself a chicken farm up here as well for food. That runs on the same principles as my one does at home. Wait, I need you guys. So, let's get you cooking in there. Put the lava buckets in. These are the super smelters. We've dealt with these. We built these in the past. But in the past we also had a method for delivering fresh fuel in as well. But here we are. We are on top of the Nether. And that stretches a long way up into the sky. You'll be forgiven for thinking that it goes really high up. You will also be aware, I'm sure, of what you can see in that chest. And I'm sure that has imparted some information onto you as to what is going on here. This is the latest craze sweeping the Minecraft community. I'll turn my brightness up so you guys can see this properly. The latest craze sweeping the Minecraft community. Everyone, literally everyone is building this right now. This is what I am going to call the golden donut. This, ladies and gentlemen, if you do not know, is eventually going to be an automatic AFK gold farm. Right? And it's fantastic. Look at this thing. It looks incredible from below, right? Doesn't it? I love how it looks. And this is why I've been dying to pigmen and falling. I've fallen off of here more times than I can care to count. I mean, obviously I've got the death tracker. That's keeping a good score for me. But in addition to that, I've also, when I've been testing to see if things work, I may have angered 1 or 2 pigmen and gotten into a spot of bother. But it's good fun. You can just kind of nudge the pigmen off. Obviously, that's not it. There's loads of other facets to this farm. But that's essentially what's been going on here. I've been building a gold farm for the server to use. This is the first time I've ever built a gold farm, and do you know what, actually, right, for all the problems it's had with me building this, it's... Oh, look at that. It's a good job I've been talking about it, isn't it? Otherwise, massive spoilers. Yeah, it's caused a few troubles. That it would be fair to say that. But ultimately, it's been quite fun. I've quite enjoyed doing this. It's been nice and sneaky. You know, being up on top of the Nether, having a bit of fun. Yeah, slowly and surely is the best way to describe it. It is good fun working on this thing. And yeah, thanks to this. Yeah, most of those deaths are from this thing. It's good fun. It's just very draining. You know, you have to be alert when you're chopping things down and making alterations and stuff. You've got to be careful, because if you hit a pigman, that's the end of your day. You also have to be careful because I was having trouble with ghasts up here. I still will be having trouble with ghasts up here for the foreseeable future. And unfortunately, that's just the way it is. I'm sure there's an absolutely perfect way to build this that completely minimizes ghast spawns, but I haven't built it in that way, and it's a bit difficult for me to now. All I can do is just kind of damage prevention rather than cure. No, cure rather than prevention. But it's damn good fun. Sometimes I come up here just to push pigmen off. It's so fun. Oh, some of them do it of their own accord, like that guy. Other guys need a little bit of a push, like that. Whoops. Oh, you're not having it, are you? You are now. It is. It's such good fun. I love it. And that's only when it's going well, obviously. When it does go wrong, it goes massively wrong. And that's what all the pigmen deaths have been from. Because they run on the same AI as zombies now, pretty much. They keep calling in reinforcements. And because the changes were made to their aggression as well. Whereas before, I think if they were aggressive at you, they were always aggressive until they killed you, I think is how it went. Whereas now, they're aggressive for a randomly determined length of time. And then they pacify again. But all the time they're angry, they could be summoning in reinforcements. There was an occasion where I was hiding in a hole. I brought up my entity counter, and it must have been around 20 odd pigmen were in one place trying to hound me. So when it goes wrong, it does go really wrong, and it can be a massive pain to try and fix. But that's offset by the sheer fun it is of pushing pigmen off of a giant height, essentially, and then running around and gathering up all the gold nuggets afterwards. As you might have seen in the chest when we was down here just a moment ago, we're doing all right for gold up here. I'm gonna keep. I think I'm gonna keep all of the gold that I make up here as a kind of builder's fee. I feel like it's only fair for the sheer amount of pain and suffering I've had to put into building this thing, and for the amount of benefit everyone's going to get out of it. I think it's probably fair, really, for me to keep what I make up here. So, if anyone has any disagreements with that, I don't care. And to make sure of that, I think I'm going to move it all into my ender chest. Just in case anyone thinks of coming up here and going, well, that ain't fair, I'm going to have some of that. No, you're not. I'm just going to move all of this. Having said that, of course, there is absolutely nothing stopping you just coming up here and pushing pigmen off yourself for the time being. But yeah, that's why I need loads of sand as well for the glass roof. I need loads of stone to carry on building that thing. And that's also why I have loads of deaths. Morgan's gone and gotten ice and sand. Oh, sand may be useful. Maybe I can grab some more off of him later. Right, okay. Very quickly, I'm going to go home, show you a couple of things, and then we're going to end up the episode, because this has been going on and on and on, and I did not want it to. So, I'll see you back at home. I am going to show you some stuff. For that stuff, we need to head over this far corner here, over into the south wing, and into the nether chest. 2 wither skulls! And I think a couple of the other guys as well have got some. So we've got enough to fight a wither, which is awesome. Plus I've got some quartz and some glowstone as well, which is fantastic. So things are looking up. We are doing the work, doing some business, and just all round having a fantastic time. Lovely. I thought what I'd do as well, just quickly whilst we're down here, is each layer is going to have its own kind of colour. So we're going to have the diorite floor, and then we're going to have the granite floor here, and the next floor down will be the andesite floor. You know what I mean? We're just going to have a different border for each level, and then we'll try and put things on corresponding levels so that the base is kind of nicely laid out and stuff. Ah, damn. You know what I mean. But that's going to be it for today's episode. I'm going to carry on working on things, and hopefully we'll have a bunch more cool things to show you for the next video. Apologies again for my voice, and apologies for the episode being so long. I will see you all next time. Be sure to let me know what you thought in the comments section down below, and make sure of course you leave a thumbs up, give it a like, and make sure you subscribe as well if you haven't done so already, because all of the support that you guys leave is very much appreciated, and I do look forward to seeing it all. But that's going to do. I'll see you all next time. Have a good day. Take care of yourselves. I love you. Bye.